Hope everyone enjoyed their Thanksgiving holiday. I'm your boy, the infamous one, Knickerbocker, as the New York Knicks defeat the Milwaukee Bucks and clinch the NBA Cup East Group C outright, eliminating the Bucks and moving on to the quarterfinals. It was a great game, competitive atmosphere. Definitely felt like a playoff game. But what did you guys think? The infamous one is joined, as always, by the First Lady. And we're here to talk that ish. Are y'all ready? Mrs.
Hit
Nick,
that intro.
Mic check 1, 2. Tell these rappers I'm outside, get them start acting up. Turning hoes to housewives and cleaning the ratchet up. Do it all from boom back to melody rap. If they can put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Bars having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic simplicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause I don't see it. That's it. Welcome to Precinct. Fuck everybody on the front. When we stay on the finals, bring that same energy, nigga.
Well, I did the cold open, so that means you got to do the Fras part.
Yo. I don't know how he says it.
Live and direct on your YouTube screen is your favorite panel. I'm the one and only Parlay Lord Fras tagged up in the building. You already know the vibery. I think that's how he says it, right?
Yeah.
Fras, we miss you, bro. We can't. You can't. I know you work, bro, but come on, we need you. We need you.
Thanks. Only you do it like you do it. But I'm Miss Knicks, joined by the infamous Knickerbocker Ave. So today the Knicks played the Milwaukee Bucks, won 118-109 to clinch a spot in the cup. We were led by, of course, the captain, Jalen Brunson, 37 points, 5 assists, huge shots down the stretch. He had help by his Villanova teammate, Josh Hart, who, to me, without him, we lose this game. He was a monster, 19 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. He was all over the court today. But I guess we can talk. What you thought about today?
I actually thought that was a very hard-fought game. You really think about how Milwaukee, they defeated us early in the season, and they did it handedly. And it definitely felt like they were going to do the same thing again. Fortunately, Giannis was on some kind of a minute restriction coming off that 4-game, missing the last 4 games due to groin injury. But Milwaukee just could not fucking miss from 3-point land in the first half. I think they were like 8 for like 11 for 13 or some shit. But they eventually finally calmed down. And the Knicks, clamped down, some critical defensive plays down the stretch. And they did. I mean, they did their thing on the offensive glass. Dominating on the boards, getting second chance opportunities, doing what it was needed to keep Milwaukee honest. Because, I mean, when you have a team shooting that good, they were shooting at, what was it, like 65% by halftime.
It was ridiculous.
You knew that was not going to be sustainable for an entire game. It was just a matter of time till, the Knicks, started to slow the game down, play their tempo of game, and, our key guys can do what they got to do. I mean, look at that offensive glass numbers. But real quick, we don't even do this part here. Make sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe. Be sure that you're doing that. Sharing is always caring. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We really appreciate each and every one of you who showed up tonight, and appreciate every one of you that come on. Whether you love us, you hate us, it's greatly appreciated. We love each and every one of you in our own special way. And if you haven't already done so, make sure that you cop yourself some merch. Go to the Knicks-ish Shopify and get yourself a Knicks-ish hoodie. Get yourself the Bodega Cat, the Fire Brunson. Get yourself a cup, a mug, something. I don't know. Whatever tickles your fancy. I mean, Christmas is around the holidays. We're getting there. So I don't know if we're gonna have some kind of a Black Friday kind of deal, considering that it's Black Friday. But we'll talk to the boss and see what he says. But look, tonight the Knicks took care of. They played a grueling game. It was a grueling game. It was playoff-like atmosphere. And what did you think of the difference between the first and the second half in terms of how the Knicks executed?
I mean, I liked how they responded. I mean, the way they were shooting threes and the way we have defended the three-point line all season, I was a little nervous at the end of that first half. I'm like, okay. But what I did like was that every time they went on a run, we had an answer for it. We then went on a run. So I'm like, okay, they not about to back down. I think this is the first game where we really got to see the Knicks put up fight. They looked hungry today. And that's what I want to see as a fan. You know what I mean? Like, you can kick us down, but we're still going to get back up and fight back. And one thing I noticed, which made me very is that we continue playing in the paint. We continued what we started last game. So it was good to see. We still shot, we shot 34 threes. That's kind of right where Kev said he wanted us at, right? He said like 35. Anything is better than 40 at this point. But I like that we attacked. Everybody attacked. JB attacked. Josh attacked. Jordan Clarkson attacked. This is the Knicks basketball we've been waiting to see. At least I've been waiting to see.
It goes really without saying, because we don't say it enough. But I think that everybody in the comments should really express this, because they say it at every game at Madison Square Garden. They're even saying it in Charlotte. They're saying it in every other arena. Whenever Jalen Brunson comes onto the free throw line, what are they chanting? MVP. But here's the reality. There's not many one-on-one players in this league today that does what Jalen Brunson does. There are a few, but there aren't that many. And what he's been able to do on a night in, night out, to get yourself a bucket, to get yourself, keep your team in the fight, keep your team in the game. I mean, whether he's driving the lane or he's posting you up or he's matching you, hole for hole. I mean, the reality is that Jalen Brunson is he's just too much for any defense. I mean, and I mean, look at the kind of defenders that are putting him against. They're putting him against a 6'10" Kyle Kuzma,
right?
And
and even blitzing him. They were blitzing him today.
Oh, and they try to trap him, repeatedly, and it was just no avail, because if you let them open, at some point, defenses are going to have to learn to respect Josh Hart and his shooting ability. Yes, he's not the greatest three-point shooter. We know that. Everyone knows that. But don't leave the man.
But he can knock him down.
Don't leave the man wide open. Don't be like, nah, he ain't gonna hit that. And then he goes 4 for 6 from downtown, like in the last game. I think he went tonight. He went 0 for 4 tonight, but he'll still drive the lane on you. He still came out with 19 points. He still did the essential things. And can I just say, the work he put in defending Giannis Antetokounmpo tonight, fighting him tooth and nail. Josh Hart is 6'4". Giannis is like 7 feet and stride. I mean, he was fighting him and he was taking it to Giannis all night long. And then when Giannis, because he was on that minutes restriction, when Bullock got in, or Portis got into him, there was nothing they could do about it. I mean, it was a Villanova night again for the Knicks. But tonight with these two teams, just look at this. Off a miss, off to the races, off to the corner, rebound, shoot it back out. There you go. The Swiss Army knife that is Josh Hart, it goes without saying. And if anybody in Knicks Twitter, because I've seen a couple of tweets out there, it's like, oh, we should trade Josh Hart, or he's being overpaid, or this nonsense. I'm like, y'all realize he's only getting paid he signed a 4-year, $80-something million contract, right? Not like 100. I mean, it's 80-something million for those kind of results. Yeah, could it be more consistent? Absolutely. But to say, I don't know. I think that tonight, as Mr. Knicks Tape says right there in one of our comments, right? Yeah, Josh Hart should be getting the Timbs tonight, without a doubt. I say the Timbs no hard hat belong to Josh Hart tonight, without a doubt.
No, he was. It's just fun to watch him when he's on one. I think during the broadcast they said that he had a talk with Coach Brown and said, I need more consistency. And so they agreed, we'll try something until it doesn't work anymore. And so I'm glad that, they tried this and it works. And we know it works because it worked last year.
Right.
So exactly what we said last show is, there was no need to change something that wasn't broken. And so I'm glad we kind of, went back to it because it works. You know what I mean? And, for the fans that say we need to trade him or whatever, to me, that's just ridiculous because, Josh impacts winning in so many ways. Every team that has won a championship in, I don't know, my whole lifetime, it was because of role players very similar to Josh Hart that knew their role, impacted winning. Josh does literally whatever it takes to win. If we don't need him to score and we need him to defend, he defends. If we need rebounds, he rebounds. If we need assists, he's assisting. If we need a big shot, Josh will take the big shot. Like, how do you complain about someone like that? He literally gives his all every single game. Literally.
Well, if we're talking about players that don't give 100% of effort,
here you go.
There you go. See, yeah. See, they called it, and exactly. It's exactly who else was going to get it tonight? Really? I mean, Mikal, you could probably give it to Bridges again, but he's already had it like 3 nights in a row. So it's like, pass the bucket, tonight. The crazy thing is like, you're absolutely right. Players like Josh Hart affect winning basketball. You always have that glue guy. And yes, like every other player in the history of the sport, there's going to be guys that are going to be lacking in something. And we all know that Josh Hart has his shortcomings, especially when it comes to his consistency behind the three-point line and his shooting. But where he lacks something, he excels in so many other things, because if he can't be the best shooter, he's going to be the best driver. If he's not going to be the best, the one that's going to be driving the lane, he's going to be the one handling the rock. If it's not, he's going to boost up his assists. If it's not, he's stealing the ball. If not, he's going to defend the fuck out of some. I mean, he's doing all the necessary things to affect winning basketball. And the fact that, that sometimes you get, you don't appreciate that, and you take that for granted because you want that new shiny, toy that, someone else has. It's really just a shame. But, I'm I'm ecstatic that we still have a Josh Hart, a guy like Josh Hart, who is not only on our team and affecting winning basketball, but you can just tell he absolutely loves it here. He embodies like the spirit of the city. And, that just goes without saying. I mean, I don't know many other people that would do the things that he does out in the community. I don't know many people that when he like the braids, when he puts the NY on his braids. I mean, that's always cool to see. Shut your mouth, Big Daddy Pring. Shut your mouth. And I mean,
so just so y'all know, our record with Josh Hart is 122-75 since we've acquired him.
And our our record with Giannis is 0-0, right? Because he's never played for us. So far, Josh Hart has that over him. So I'm just saying. But anyway,
but no, yeah, it was. I mean, I love Josh Hart. I love Josh Hart. There's nothing that no one can say to me that would say I don't want him on this team or include him in a trade. I might have a whole meltdown if we include him in the trade, to be honest. If they thought we had a meltdown when Dante got traded, yeah, it'll be a whole different story with Josh in it.
So, for those who are unaware, so the Knicks win Group C in the Emirates NBA Cup, which means that they're more than likely going to head into Toronto. I think Toronto and Orlando advance. And they're going to be hosting in the knockout round, and the Knicks have to play. I think it's Toronto they're playing. Or am I mistaken there?
I have no idea how this works.
I mean, if anybody who knows that, please put that into the chat. I'm looking it up myself. I know that the Knicks. I think they're playing Toronto in the first in the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup, but I was doing the fortunate part was that since the game was on Prime, you can do the multi-view. So I was cutting back and forth a little bit between the Knicks Bucks game and the Orlando Detroit game, and that game was was a bit of a nail biter. Orlando ended up winning that getting that victory. And so it looks like Detroit has been eliminated. Orlando will host. And yeah, so we are playing the Raptors next in the quarterfinal. But I have to ask this question, and everybody else in the comments, please answer it as well. Does the NBA Cup matter yet? This is now the third season of the Emirates NBA Cup. It is very colloquially called the Sippy Cup by me and everyone on Bleed Blue. Does it matter to you? Yes or no, Mrs. Knicks?
Yes and no. I mean, I want to win. I want to win everything. I think Fluky said it in the comments. Let me find it. I know I seen it. Here we go. Cup chip and NBA chip. Same year. Book it. I want to win it all. But does it really mean anything? No. I mean, it's good for basketball, so I enjoy it. It's a little confusing, especially when it comes to like who plays who and when and all that good stuff. But it's good for basketball. It makes players not sit out of games early on in the season, right? It makes the early in the season a little more competitive than what it really would be without the NBA Cup, in my opinion. Had this not been a cup game, I doubt Giannis would have played. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't matter. If this wasn't a cup game, would they have fought as hard as they did when we went up 13 in the third? Maybe not. You know what I mean? They'd have been like, all right, cool. Knicks is on a run, whatever. So, no, it doesn't really matter. Like, okay, we win the cup, cool. But, I mean, I want to win every game. So, yeah, it's important for me because I want to, you know, and not only that, but the win today, in the manner that we won, is a building block, I think. You know what I mean? It's something we can build on.
I don't know if I even consider the NBA Cup important yet, or if it matters or not. I sometimes struggle with that one because it doesn't. I mean, if you win, you have a win, and you get to raise a banner, and you're just increasing your win total towards the playoffs for playoff positioning. If you lose, same difference. I do like that there is a little bit more competitiveness amongst other teams. I do like the fact that that, like you said, if this was not an NBA Cup game, would Giannis come back tonight? I would say 50-50 because it's still Madison Square Garden, and for whatever reason, they still want to come here for to have a Garden performance. But honestly, I don't know, because the only good thing about the NBA Cup and really is that the fact that there is an incentive for the superstars to get their teammates more money. Because as of right now, the Knicks, advancing into the quarterfinals, they get $50,000 per player, in addition to their salary. Now, that may not be shit for like Jalen Brunson or for Karl Anthony Towns or even Josh Hart, for Tyler Kolek, a Pacone Dadier, Ariel Huckporty, Kevin McCullough Jr. Those guys who are on rookie deals or two-way deals, that 50 G's is something for them. It's that addition.
Shit, I mean, last season Josh said it was something to him. He was like, "That's a watch I could have bought."
And this is the same man that was just robbed for over $185,000 worth of fucking watches just like recently.
Right.
Crazy. That's crazy talk. I mean, but so to 3 years in, does the NBA Cup matter to me? No, not really. I mean, it would be nice to have that, but the Larry O'Brien Trophy is still the goal. And to be honest with you, thus far, we've had 2 Cup winners. Not many people even remember them, even though it was the Lakers and the Bucks. And it was over the last 2 years, but no one gave a shit. I mean, it's like,
but they also aren't the Knicks.
No, they're not. I'm just willing to wonder. I mean, if the NBA Cup matters to New Yorkers and to New York Knicks fans, can you just imagine this? That if they celebrate that crazy for playoff victories and for winning game 1 of the season, could you imagine what they do if they win the NBA Cup?
Insane.
Sorry, my 4-year-old really wants to know what Daddy's doing. So come on, Becky. Come on. Come say hi. Everybody wants to say hi. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring on to you my 4-year-old daughter, Rebecca. Come here, baby. There she is. Say hi. She loves vegetables, so she's there. You go. All right, go, mommy. So yeah, I don't know whether if the NBA Cup is going to matter yet, but if the Knicks do win it, and if fans make it matter, and I think New York is the one place that can make it matter, because if they turn 7th Avenue into a fucking nightmare, you could just imagine.
Right.
You could just imagine. And then
no, I mean I think it matters. It's not the ultimate goal, but it's important to win, right? It's important to win.
It is. How about Tyler Kolek tonight? He had some moments, and when he hit that three, I think we all kind of jumped for joy at the same moment in our group chat when he hit that three, and I'm like, oh yeah, Tyler Kolek.
Kolek, open look.
I cannot tell you how happy I am to see that Tyler. I mean, given it's under the circumstances that Landry Shamet's not playing, but the fact that Tyler Kolek is getting such much needed time and is putting up very good performances, considering that this is a guy that didn't get a lot of playing time under Tom Thibodeau last year, is finally getting a shot to do it now. I mean, Mama Knicks, I think you can take the words for this one.
No, I mean, I was super excited. I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, this is what minutes does, right? It helps them gain confidence. Young players need confidence, right? Like, they know their skill set and all that, but let's not forget, he's playing in New York. New York is its own monster, right? It's not like you're playing in Milwaukee as a rookie, or freaking Boston as a rookie, or Charlotte as a rookie, or anywhere else. You're playing in the Mecca. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of where you got drafted, what number you got drafted, none of that matters, except the fact that the Knicks picked you up and you're a Knicks player. And so that's a lot of stress to put on anybody. You know what I mean? Never mind a guy that gets a minute here, a minute there, scrap minutes. And now that we see him get more consistent minutes, granted, like you said, it's because of an injury, his confidence is building, and we're seeing progress every game. Every game we see something else, and we're like, okay, like we already know, his vision on the court. We know that he's good at that. But today we saw the layup. We saw the three. And I think the more minutes he gets with the right team on the floor with him, the more productive he's going to be. You know what I mean? And to me, developing him right now while Shamet is out only will benefit us when Shamet comes back, because that gives us another threat, right? That gives us the point guard that can play with Shamet and Jordan Clarkson.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think if we keep this same starting lineup and have Mitch coming off the bench, it will even benefit Mitch, because Kolek has that vision to throw up alley-oops. He has that court vision. That's the one thing that Jalen lacks. And not saying he lacks court vision, but the assist. Like, Kolek is a pass-first point guard. He can get a big man involved in the game, and I think that benefits a player like Mitchell Robinson. I'm super excited. It's good. It's good to see finally what we knew come to fruition.
What I'm loving from Tyler Kolek lately is that energy. Even if
on a defensive end,
he's putting in the work on both ends of the floor, but just the energy, and you can just tell how much, one, how grateful he is that he's getting this opportunity, and two, he realizes that these opportunities are not going to be forever, so he's going to take full advantage of it. And the fact that he's doing that in the place of Landry Shamet, and I mean, you're not missing a beat. You're getting that point guard that you want, because we've said this a billion times. We'll say it a billion times more. Deuce McBride is not a point guard, but he does a lot of the ball handling and playing a lot of the point guard backup point guard situation. But with Landry Shamet being out, OG Anunoby being out, you have him coming up. You have him starting now, and because you can't play Mitchell Robinson for whatever reason, load management or whatever the case may be. Now you have Josh Hart starting, so you're depleting your bench. So now the fact that Tyler Kolek can be that backup point guard and spell Brunson for 10, 11 minutes a night, that's huge. And that your offense does not miss a beat because he is playing a lot more minutes with Cat. He is playing a lot more minutes with Mitchell Robinson. And he's not just on the floor with Jordan Clarkson. He's on the floor with Brunson as well. Mm-hmm. That way Brunson can continue to be playing off the ball, keeping defenders honest. And now you have to apply pressure on Tyler Kolek because, I mean, how many more times can we say it? This is a former Big East Player of the Year in college. He's no slouch. The thing is, the reason why people been sleeping on him is because Tibbs slept on him for an entire season. Mm-hmm. Not his fault.
Yep. And like I said, I'm good with him getting minutes. I'm good with him getting 10 to 15 minutes a game, especially as he gets more comfortable. You know what I mean? And to me, it was always all about putting him in with the right pieces. I didn't think the right pieces were that second, like the end of the second string, third string. It's not putting him in a position to succeed. He needs to be getting burned with the second unit and even some of the starters, because he needs some offensive power. You know what I mean? He's not gonna play well with a Dottier who's really not gonna shoot and an Ariel Huckporty who's not offensive mind. You know what I mean? He needs shooters. He needs players on the court with him that are gonna look to cut to the basket, because then that allows him to be his best him. So I'm super excited. And I'm happy for him. The only way to earn minutes is to do exactly what he's doing.
The crazy thing is that he was we all know that he was a Big East Player of the Year in Maris. And he was doing everything he could in the very few minutes that Thibodeau did play him. We got on his case during the summer league. He had a couple of good games. Then he was going to be playing to not be playing. He fell out of the rotation, and now he's stepping up. So the fact that he's making a strong case and argument for even when OG Anunoby and Landry Shamet do return, because it's, what is it? OG's coming back in about a week or two, and Shamet.
They said they're going to evaluate him on Sunday.
So he gets reevaluated on Sunday, and Landry Shamet's going to be out till for another 3 or 4 weeks. He's going to make a case going forward for him to get minutes, and then I'm sorry, but Shamet's going to have to make a case, make his case stronger, when he returns. But this is a good problem to have. Moving forward, let's looking at the schedule. The Knicks, with the win, we know that they're going to be playing the Toronto Raptors in the first quarterfinal game. But it's oddly enough that we play the Toronto Raptors on Sunday. We're playing them on Sunday again. So, quarterfinal preview. Your thoughts on that one?
It's going to be tough. I mean, Toronto's playing great basketball. But I think the Knicks need to take it seriously. I think, like you said, preview of the matchups. We get to see what they could throw at us, and, they get to see what we couldn't throw at them. I don't even know who's fully on their team. Hold on, let me look.
So RJ Barrett right now is on the injury report. He's out to an estimated December 5th. It doesn't really say all the way what's going on with him. I don't know if it's like a hamstring or something. Yeah, it just says.
But I mean, they still have talent, right? They have Brendan Ingram, they have
Yes.
Scotty Barnes, they have Quickly.
All right. So
they have Grady, you know who, and he's cooked us before.
So RJ was diagnosed with a sprain, with a mild sprain on his right knee. Will be reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. MRI revealed no structural damage. This was posted 3 days ago as of.
So he probably won't be playing Sunday.
He probably won't not be playing Sunday, but that's still a lot of freaking firepower on that. I mean, the average almost the same as we do. They're almost blow for blow in terms of statistical categories with the Knicks. The Knicks average about 121 a game. Toronto 119. Knicks give up 114. Toronto gives up 112. Both teams shoot just under 50% from the field. Both teams average about 43, 44 rebounds a night. Toronto has a slight advantage in assists. And then everything else is pretty much the same. And they're right now currently on a 9-game winning streak. So it will be a dogfight. But I think that, considering where they're playing, I mean, I definitely feel a whole lot better that they're playing at Madison Square Garden as opposed to playing up in Toronto, where the Knicks is just not doing their job on the road, which is really kind of heartbreaking because if they at least had won two more games on the road, we'd be having a different conversation in terms of who the Knicks are and where they're heading in the NBA Cup and throughout the season.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think the key is going to be, and I stand on it, Cat. I think the key is going to be Cat, because realistically, you think about it, they're either going to put Ingram or Scotty Barnes on him, and I don't think any one of them can stop him from getting into the paint.
If they put Ingram on him, Ingram will end up being in foul trouble. Scotty Barnes, I think, would fare a little better. Because I think he's a better perimeter defender, but I think you're right. Neither one of them, if Cat is driving the lane, neither one of them are stopping him. Ingram might fare a little bit better on that aspect because I think he's a better rim protector and everything. But it should be interesting. I'm trying to see what else Toronto has, because the fact that they're 14-5, they're 7-3 on the road, but according to ESPN analytics, the Knicks are like a 70% favorite. Take that what you will, but with the kind of victories that they've been putting together, they just escaped Indiana though, but they did beat Cleveland. They mollywhopped them Brooklyn, destroyed Washington, and then they smacked around Philly. I'm just kind of curious.
I'm looking at their schedule. They played a lot of crappy teams, though.
They did. They have. I'm not discrediting that. I don't know. I say the Knicks will get a dub. Y'all in the chat, let me know what y'all think. What are the Knicks get? Predict Sunday's encounter. We're playing against Toronto, not in Toronto. Unfortunately, we're playing at home.
No, I think we can beat them. We just have to defend and we have to play our game. Again, I think the key is Cat. I think today he played a little soft, a little scared. I don't know why. And I think we see that a lot with him when he's playing against other bigs, like legit bigs. So I expect him to come out and be Cat against Toronto. I mean, like I said, I don't think they can stop him. I really don't. My
I
opinion.
just hope that Toronto is relatively about a 36-37% 3-point shooting team. Knowing that the Knicks have the huge deficiency in guarding the 3-point line, so far this season, I hope that it's not one of those nights where Toronto all of a sudden can shoot 62% from downtown and we get murdered. But this is the Knicks. The Knicks, we haven't called them the cardiac Knicks in a long time, but they still have that tendency.
Shit, it was cardiac Knicks against Dallas. What you mean?
It was. It was definitely. It was definitely a lot of that. Moving along, we're flying right through these, folks, because it is Friday night. It is Thanksgiving weekend. I know a lot of us are very tired. We're still suffering from a turkey coma that we had last night, and then of course the leftovers this morning. Mrs. Knicks, how was your Thanksgiving, and what are you most thankful thus far with the Knicks, and of course with Knicks Edition, our family here?
Thanksgiving was good. I mean, I got with my family that lives out here, and had dinner. As far as what I'm thankful for, I mean, I love the Knicks, so I'm thankful to wake up every day and get to watch them play basketball. And I'm thankful for this podcast, giving me a voice. My family and close friends have, for years, Anna, you need to talk Knicks. You need a podcast. You need your podcast. You need to do a podcast. And I was always so scared to talk on camera. And just, as a female fan, we get looked at differently than y'all men. You know what I mean? So
Right.
It's like, I didn't want to do it by myself because it was weird to, talk to yourself on the camera. And then just the fear of, how people would look at me as a female doing it myself. So, I was absolutely grateful that, Kevin, Tea Time, and them, approached me with the opportunity to join the squad. And, just very grateful for everyone that watches us every night. Like, y'all could be anywhere. There's so many other Knicks podcasts, and, y'all come and join us. And I definitely appreciate that and really thankful for that.
What's kind of crazy is that's kind of similar to how it was. Anna, you've known me for quite some time. You know me, what, 13 years now, something like that?
Years, yeah.
And I've been doing Bleed Blue, for just about that same amount of time. And the only thing that Bleed Blue always saved me from was that I didn't have to be on camera. And it wasn't that I was afraid of being on camera. It's that I never wanted to be, my face, or, what I always wanted to project was my passion for the Knicks and, my love for the Knicks. I've been a fan since I was 7 years old. Now in my early to mid 40s. I just want that to be reflecting upon. So I am very, very grateful that, first of all, that I've known you for as long as I have. You've been a wonderful friend and a great sister. Not only that, but that you were on this show, because when I noticed that you were on this show, I'm like, okay, I'm paying attention. And then I came on, and I'm very thankful for T, Kevin, Fras, and for you to to welcome me in, invite me over, and sharing a lot of my ideas and everything that we do. I'm very grateful and thankful for every single person that recognizes me, recognizes us, talks about our show, and calls us out on our own bullshit too sometimes, because that's sometimes that's the great part.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful, obviously to my family, starting with my dad, because he was the one that introduced me to the Knicks. When I wanted to be a Jordan fan because, Michael Jordan was all I knew. And he's like, no, you're a New Yorker. You have to be a Knicks fan. And he instilled that into me ever since.
So that's just like me. Like, it was my uncle.
Right.
And it was the same thing because we're about the same age. And I remember my uncle, me wanting to watch Jordan because, like you said, he was Jordan, right? And he was like, no, we all live together. No other team gets played in this house except the Knicks. And so the only time I got to see Jordan is when the Knicks played the Bulls, right? And back in the day, Clyde used to be on the radio, right? So we would be watching the game on TV on mute, listening to Clyde on the radio.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but
thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. I'm thankful. Any final thoughts before we head out?
Hey, Rondu, how are you?
Oh shit! What up, bro? How you doing?
No, I just need the Knicks to continue to build. I mean, I think the last couple of games we saw some improvement from what we previously saw. To me, tonight's game meant more than the others, because Milwaukee played us hard, and we showed toughness, and we showed resilience, and that's what is important to me. Not going out like suckers, not, just allowing teams to beat on us. We could have easily also gave up when they was just chucking threes and not missing, and Kuzma going, I don't know what, 6 for 6 or some shit like that.
He finished 6 for 8, but yeah, he was like 6 for 6 for like the first 39 minutes of some of the game.
Right, and we could have just been like, yeah, they just got it, tonight. But we didn't. We kept fighting. And that's all I think we as Knicks fans ask for, right? Like, regardless of the outcome, yes, we want to win. But regardless of the outcome, every night, the effort needs to be put into the game, right? Like, we need to see fight. We need to see resilience. We need to see ball movement, whatever it takes to win. The refs gave us this game. What?
Okay. We're gonna have to start doing something about some of these comments.
So I don't understand that, because to me, Giannis gets every call in the paint. Anything he does, there's a whistle blown. So I don't know how okay. I'm confused, but okay.
I'm a little.
If that's what you think. I don't think we watched the same game. Yes, the Knicks went to the line more, but to me that means we were more aggressive, right? We were more aggressive in the paint.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Marlon Mayhem there. It's okay. Final thought for me is it's good that the Knicks are starting to build the momentum. It's much needed, as we are starting to we're closing out November, first 20 games of the season. That's getting wrapped up. It's when you get a good sample size and a good evaluation to figure out what you want to do in terms of as a team and as a roster, and build from there. Looking into December, schedule doesn't get any easier. It gets a lot more, a lot tougher, and there's a lot more road games. And so the Knicks need to really figure that part out. I'm glad that we're home. I'm glad that they're still protecting the Mecca, but they really need to figure out how to get these key victories on the road. Because when you start playing, start looking ahead. If I'm pulling up the schedule exactly, I mean, you're going to be heading into Toronto. You're going to be going back to Orlando. You're going back to Miami. I think we're going back. No, we don't go back to Miami.
Boston.
We're going back to Boston. And then we're going to start heading out to the Western Conference, because we have yet to meet a Western Conference team. That's going to be a straight up. So I could just imagine what it's going to be going forward. But I'm very optimistic, and I just hope that the Knicks.
Hold on. Bro, I don't think we watch the same games because Jalen Brunson gets hacked more than calls get made for him. And let's not talk about Cat. Cat gets hacked every time he gets the ball in the paint. And I don't hear not one goddamn whistle blown. So yes, we don't get calls now. So I don't know, what is you to the floor? How many times Josh is hit in the face? Come on. They don't blow the whistle for us at all. I'm over it.
You walked into that one, bro.
Bro, because what the hell? Bro, this ain't even nothing new. The Knicks have never gotten calls ever since I've watched basketball the 40-something years of my life.
I'm trying to think of the time when we did get calls.
Let's not forget, Melo wore freaking padding under his jersey because that's how bad he was getting hit and not getting calls. Randall, same shit, not getting calls. Cat, not getting calls.
Meanwhile, you just sneeze on LeBron and bleep. You blink at Giannis and bleep.
Like, come on, man.
You bump into him, flagrant one. That's 2 shots and a foul in the ball.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Mikal grabbed his arm. That was a foul for sure. But the fact that they had to go review for a fucking flagrant for grabbing his arm? Come on, man. Cut that shit out.
All right. Well, I think.
Ooh, got my heart rate going. Lord. Oh,
Yeah.
that's old.
I think we should end it on that note. But thank you, though. That was great for content. We appreciate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up Knicks and Ish. I know it wasn't the typical, Knicks and Ish with the whole crew and lots of energy, but again, it is a Thanksgiving holiday. I hope that each one of you are enjoying it with family and friends. You're all being safe and being responsible. If you had to work, I'm sorry. I did too. I hope that you're enjoying the weekend. We'll see each other again on Sunday when the Knicks take on the Toronto Raptors. And you already know how it is. You already know the vibe. Again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as always. Press the notification bell. And that way you will get notified each and every time Knicks and Ish post something new, every time we go live, every time we have a discussion, every time we have a rant, every time we have something to talk about, every time we have to put belt to ass. Be sure to do that. If you haven't done so already, once again, cop yourself some merch at the Knicks and Ish Shopify. The link is scrolling at the bottom. If you don't want to, write down the link there, you just go to YouTube channel and it's all right there. It's on our channel. And tea time, Fras, Kev. I hope you guys are doing well, enjoying your time off. I'm your boy, the infamous one, Knickerbocker Ave, joined by, as always, by the First Lady, Mrs. Knicks. Keep talking that Knicks and Ish, folks.
Hit the outro.
Mic check 1, 2. Tell these rappers I'm outside, get them start acting up. Turning hoes to housewives, I'm cleaning the ratchet up. Do it off from boom back the melody rap. Think I'll put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Fras having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic simplicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause I don't see it. That's it. Welcome to Precinct.